Hi! Because of this project, which I couldn't finally complete, I had to delay the uploading of one of my videos for 2 years already, and I hope it will see the light of the day this autumn. But this is not the point now. I want to say in the very beginning that I call it the Book of Shadows, but it has nothing to do with the real Book of Shadows, cause what is the Book of Shadows? It is a collection of spells, some kind of rituals, where you can find description of magical formulas, enchanted herbs, or animals like in bestiary. But I'm not interested in such magical details, I prefer to avoid them. I enjoy creating something mysterious and atmospheric instead. That's why I use this word combination, the Book of Shadows. Plus, in French it sounds even more like
Livre des ombres.
That's why on the cover I wrote this in French. But we'll get back to this cover later, let's start with the very beginning. First, to create this book, I use the same technique as in Enchiridion. I took 2 pieces of thick cotton and a strip with a backbone from the same cotton and glued the leatherette. And then I proceeded to the deco of the cover. I printed this stencil, where the Book of Shadows is written in French, as I have already said. I attached it using clips and started to cut out the letters with a knife. According to my logic, the knife should have grazed the cover, thus it would be possible to leave some marks from cut-off letters for me to make them out, and patch up somehow those hollows in the shape of letters. But the leatherette turned out to be so, somehow, rubbery that the knife didn't leave any scratches on it. That's why I just cut off a stencil, and then, using a marker, I filled in the letters to have at least any marks from it. I added this gel into the paint. Actually, it is used for creating pearls or outlines, but because it lays uneven, like, with texture, I added the gel to make the letters convex. And I started to paint them. But the letters seemed way too dark to me, that's why I added some red first. And then a bit of gold. I believe I just love mixing colors. Great, we're done with the decoration of the cover. Now we work with what is going to be inside. This is a book with a secret, but for love of money I wouldn't waste a real book on this, whatever the book is. That's why I found these albums for sketches, which cost about 40 rubles, and started to cut them. To do so evenly, I stuck together the pages on the edges along the contour, which will remain, and started to cut the center out. So, 3 albums became pages in my pseudo book. Then we make the inside decor. To make everything even, I made a frame out of pieces of cotton, which I stuck together with the help of a scotch tape. And fix it with some more scotch. The next are the shells. I made them from the same very cotton like the frame inside. And at first, I stuck them temporarily with my scotch. But then, using paper and glue for papier-mâché, I started to attach them with the better glue, which is polyvinyl acetate, because when it's time, it becomes so hard that our shelves won't be able to even waggle like this. And at the bottom, I made a short shelf, in case I put a bigger bottle, big enough to fit only there. Next, I mixed silver and brown colors and started painting the shelves. To hide all these slips of paper, using which I stuck the shelves to add some cuteness and coziness, can we say so, to add coziness into the book, I took such flaps of fabric. And to make it look even more like a book, and not like anything else but a book, I took the rest of sheets of paper from the same album and glued some of them to hide the shelves, in case anyone would like to open the book. I also wrote the name of the book in the center, as it is usually done on the first page. I was so sure of my calligraphy skills that I didn't even make an outline with a pencil. I used paint at once, and yeah, it turned out to be a total fail. But I said, oh, that's it, that's made on purpose. I mean, making a part of the name unseen because of the magical spell on it. And yeah, someone should definitely pay more attention to her calligraphy skills. I glued these pieces and bent them this way to be able to attach them. And I also wrote a Breton proverb in the Breton language, which can be translated as everyone brings joy, some as they enter and some as they leave. The idea is like, you'd better close the book, dude. And so it is Breton, not British. And you would say, what is Breton? Where have you found it? It is a language of the Celtic family, and the Celtic languages were spoken by Celts, Celts related to Druids, Druids to forests, wizards, and so on. I love putting much sense into things. And yeah, I got one thing way too late, that in one book I used 3 languages. Moreover, I will write some notes in Russian after completing it. Well, I think it's just alright. Finally, the last thing to do was to cut out and glue the flyleaf. And what I've planned and done inside, I will tell you next time in a week. I hope you liked this video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. If you have any suggestions, write them in the comments below. And I love you this much. Bye.